Hi there, this is Steve Spurrier. You can join University of Florida Hall of Famer Shane Matthews and also the two-time SEC Player of the Year every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about the Florida Gators, including news, analysis, opinions, and some of the biggest names in sports. You can find him on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or you can watch him live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter.
Good morning and welcome to a Friday edition of the program. It's Pot Up with Matthews in the morning from the Crime Prevention Security System Studios. Large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Glad you're along for the ride. Lots to talk about. JC and I will do our Peachland Dental picks for the weekend. Some news and notes from college football, if people missed it. In the college transfer portal, for some reason, the Ole Miss Rebels now have three guys out of the transfer portal. One that was there last year, Jackson Dart. Now they have two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Mr. Sanders from Oklahoma State and Walker Howard, which I wish we could have gotten from LSU.
Yeah.
Who I think is a really good player. I'm just curious why Spencer Sanders and Walker Howard went there.
I know. Yeah, that's the first thing I would ask is, Spencer Sanders just getting there. Maybe he feels like he can start for Lane Kiffin, and that's his path. I don't know. But they got a couple, who doesn't have a very deep quarterback room right now, QB?
Who?
That would be the Florida Gators. And
they have the guy. Graham Mertz and Jack Miller and Matt Brown.
Who?
Okay, okay? Let me just ask you this: what's the difference between their quarterback room and the Alabama quarterback room?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a valid statement.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, that absolutely.
You have nothing to back it. It's true.
No, it is, but I don't think a quarterback's been a problem at Alabama in the last, I don't know how many
years. I can
tell
you right now they're going to have a problem.
How do you know that?
Just trust me. They better go find somebody to play quarterback because they ain't got anybody.
You know what bothers me also, QB, is, I'm reading this story that won't go away with this kid. And, G. Allen Taylor writes a great piece in The Athletic. I don't know if you've read it, but it goes.
I have not. I don't even know. Tell me what happened.
Well, okay, I'm just going to summarize for you. This kid, Rashad, signed a contract apparently in November. The CEO of the Gator Collective, Eddie Rojas, sent a termination letter in December. Now, this is all before the National Letter of Intent was signed, right? And the NCAA rules say you cannot get NIL money or deals done unless you're signed with a school. And they would actually enforce that, believe it or not. But in this case, he's not signed. He's got a contract apparently from Florida, according to this piece I'm reading. This number, $13 million, which is the most ludicrous thing I've heard in quite some time, is part of that deal, apparently.
But I heard that it wasn't $13 million.
Well,
what's true?
But Eddie Rojas sent a termination letter regarding the $13 million contract, according to a program.
Thank God. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Okay. Well, they didn't have the money. The problem is
because the big money people had nothing to do with this event, deal.
Well, QB, there was a contract signed in November, according to this piece by G. Allen Taylor, who we've had on this show. And it was a massive pledge thought dramatically to exceed the Gator Collective's fundraising level. So the deal presumes assistance from a guy named Hugh Hathcock, who we all know is part of the Gator Guard, which funnels more money to try to create this Gator Collective to fulfill its, I guess, contractual obligation. Long story short, if a contract is broken, there could be a litigation issue here.
Yeah, but from what I was told, and like I said, I don't know what's true. G. Allen Taylor probably did a lot of research, but I was told that the big money people never agreed to that contract.
Well, I can probably surmise that this guy, Hugh Hathcock, who's got more money than all of them, has basically said no. Perhaps
that's what I'm referring to.
He's the Gator Guard, right? There's also Gator Collective. The Gator Guard is something that would add to whatever the Gator Collective can't meet. The new president of the University of Florida is a guy named Ben Sass. Nobody's saying anything about him, but I'll bet you he got involved in this too. Long story short, this kid thought he had a deal. If he didn't get the deal he thought he had and he signed his national letter of intent, I would think that the University of Florida might be inclined to let him go, and out of that letter of intent, and that's where we're at. And I
Thank
don't.
God, because I don't want him.
Well, sure, but what if they don't let him go, or if they do let him go? What does that?
He's not going to be. He's not playing quarterback for us.
Okay.
He's going to go wherever he can get the money.
Has he been released? Has he been released from that letter?
I'm pretty sure they have. Pretty sure he has.
Okay, I haven't heard that. But here's what I would say is that they probably.
I thought I heard that yesterday.
Okay, well, maybe I wasn't on the show yesterday, but I didn't read.
Well, you're on Twitter, I'm sure. That's where you got the G. Allen Taylor letter.
No, I got that in the Athletic. But the thing is that I didn't hear anything about that happening, but I'm sure it will. But let's just say it does. The perception in recruiting QB is reality, as you know. And if the perception is that Florida goes back on their deals, they can forget getting kids like this to play.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine with me. And you can listen to Doring, who is on SEC Network right every day. He agrees. I agree with everything he said. It's a total embarrassment, regardless of whoever was in charge that offered this kind of money to a kid who would be making more than about 85% of the players in the National Football League. Think about that.
Listen, I don't blame
the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Right. So get pissed off at the people with the money. Don't get pissed off.
I think they're. Right. I think it's irresponsible stupidity.
It is, and the thing is that it doesn't portend well for the NIL segment at the University of Florida.
Right, which is fine. I agree with all that, but there's not a damn thing you can do about it then move forward. But if we ever offer anybody that kind of money, it is so embarrassing because nobody in the entire country is getting that kind of money.
I know, and this kid Nico from Arizona who signed with Tennessee, he's getting multi-million dollars. They don't seem to have a problem up there. But it's not this number. This number was obscene. And I'm sure it came with a 4-year commitment, which we all know is ridiculous anyway, because these kids don't play for 4 years. So I'm just.
And we don't even know if he can complete a pass in the Southeastern Conference.
No, we don't. You know, the thing, too, is that when the Oklahomas and Texases come here and we have a 16-team league, already in the Big Ten, they're going to do away with the divisions because of UCLA and USC, and we're going to have 16 teams there. But you know what you're coming to, QB? You're going to have the Big 5 and the Little 9 in the Big Ten. And what does that mean? That means you're going to have 5 teams that can compete because of this NIL nonsense, or 5 teams that can compete because they can attract players with some sort of money. And you're going to have 9 teams in that league that can't. And I don't want Florida to be part of the 9 teams in the SEC that won't be able to compete when the SEC turns into the Big 5 and the Little 9. And so that's what I'm worried about with this whole nonsense. I mean, does that make sense?
Here's the nonsense is it's a huge story, but I can promise you that the Big 5, as you can call them, whoever they are, whatever you're referring to.
You know what I'm talking about, QB.
They're not paying anywhere near that kind of money to players to come to their school.
No,
the thing that bothers me and bothers former players or anyone associated with the school is that anyone, I don't care how smart of an individual they are, why they would offer this kind of money to a guy from the other side of the country that we don't even know if he can play football.
Right.
I don't believe if you go, and this has nothing to do with this kid, but have we ever had any success from anybody from the state of California that signed with the University of Florida?
Not here at Florida, but
not that matters. But I'm just saying, and good luck to Jaden Rashada wherever he goes. This is not against that kid, but I think I will go to my grave because I said it from day one when NIL started that it's the worst thing that could possibly happen for college athletics. You will never change your mind. I don't care if my kid was being offered money or not. I don't agree with it. I think it's ridiculous. I think I have no problem with players getting paid a little bit of money towards endorsements and those type of things. But it's embarrassing. I don't know how else to put it. It is embarrassing.
But the point I was making was that we're going to create an imbalance in football when these leagues expand. And there's no chance Indiana, Purdue, Minnesota, all these schools in the Big Ten West or wherever it is, because there's not a division anymore. And it's not going to be any different than in the SEC. There's no chance these schools, these smaller schools like Arkansas, Mississippi State, even Tennessee, are going to be able to handle the NIL issues that the bigger schools are going to be able to handle. And you're going to have 5 teams playing for it and 9 teams that are like group of 9. And I just think they got to get some sort of control over this, QB. You don't have an answer to it. I don't have an answer to it. The cap is not.
I mean, My answer
can't
is
cap
to do
it.
away with it. I mean, that ain't going to
Well,
happen.
okay, if you're going to do that, then these coaches better start giving back some of their money too, and these contracts that they get to skip on and get paid on better freaking go away as well, because that's the problem. The players are saying that these people are making a generational type of income when we're not getting anything. That's why the Supreme Court voted.
Okay, but hang on. That's a different story with players that are having played and done something. But
players are player, QB. It's a roster. They get paid whether they do something or not. I mean,
but what I'm saying, it's total nonsense is what it is. And like I said, I've been in college. Uh, uh, I love the college game. Honestly, I am going in the other direction now towards the National Football League. You know, the other thing that pisses me off about some of these people in college football, which I totally disagree about, we have too many bowl games. Totally disagree. Why should a team that goes 6-6 make a bowl game, or a team that went 5? You just had a team in the National Football League have a chance to go to the Super Bowl with a losing record. Okay.
Yeah.
So why not reward a team that's 6-6 to go play in a meaningless bowl game? I have zero problem with that.
No, it's not meaningless to those teams. And listen, even though nobody goes to watch them, it's not about that either.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all about TV.
It sure is.
All right. Are you in the market to buy or sell your home? Doreen Weeby, a realtor with Caldwell Banker, M. Parish, will value fast, friendly, reliable service. Caller today at 352-562-1411 to help your dreams come true. Maybe Doreen needs to contact the athletes at the NIL, see if they want to buy some real estate with all this money they're getting paid. It's the damn stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Don't get pissed at the players, QB.
I'm not mad at the players. I'm mad at the ludicrous offers and how. I mean, think about it, JC.
I can't. I know.
I mean, people think I'm crazy. Go look up the salaries of National Football League players.
Yeah, I hear you.
Majority of them are only making like $400,000 to $800,000 a year.
I know. That should be the goal of all these college kids anyway, and for the most part it is, obviously. But you know, C.J. Stroud was still sitting around waiting on what the NIL would give him before he said he was going pro. We all know.
Well, let me tell you something. C.J. Stroud's pretty damn good.
Yeah, he's very good. He'll be a top pick.
And we've seen him play at that level.
Yeah.
For anybody that has been playing on Friday nights under the lights with a little marching band and mom and pops sitting in the stands to be offered that kind of money,
it's absurd.
Absolutely the dumbest thing I've ever heard in anything.
Well, speaking of the NFL, QB, we got some good divisional.
Well, we're going to take our picks here, Jim. We're going to take a quick timeout. We got to pay some bills real quick. And people aren't aware, I'm at training camp trying to do a podcast, coach football, do
in Orlando.
Things.
In Orlando?
No, we're in Dallas, Texas.
Okay, that's why you were an hour behind. I get it now. Okay.
Yeah, but I've been in meetings all day, practice all day, so it's nonstop, and you know, we start with 6 a.m. meetings. So how you like that, JC?
I wouldn't like it, but you're getting paid a lot of money, so that's good for you.
Coaching is not fun. It's fun on game day when you can put stuff together, but it's a grind, and that's why I've always said, you know, everybody in America thinks they can coach. Let me tell you something. Come shadow me. You know, when you go trying to decide what high school you may want to go to, and you shadow another older student around to the different class. Come shadow a football coach. I can promise you would have a different view on that. So we're going to take a quick timeout, pay a few bills. We'll be right back with JC. We'll do our Peachland Dentistry picks and talk about more of the ridiculous stuff going on in college sports. You're watching and listening to Pato Matthews in the Morning.
We want to take this moment to thank our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Our premium sponsors are Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, the only official injury and accident law attorneys of the Florida Gators. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise.
Campus USA Credit Union.
QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Dave & Buster's, eat, drink, play, and watch. Our gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co., Ruse Ogre State Farm Insurance, Doreen Wibby, Realtor Caldwell Banker, M.M. Parish. Our touchdown sponsors are Adams Ribs, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Okido America, Style Cuts, Ironwood Golf Course, Big Mills Cheesesteak, McDonald's of Gainesville, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Aver and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you're interested in promoting your business on the show, call Freddie at 352-284-3733. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Calling Gator Nation. You're invited to be part of Gator history on Friday, February 10th for the official dedication of Steve Spurrier Way at Celebration Point Promenade in front of Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Lots of dignitaries and press will be on hand to witness this historic event. And it's open to all who bleed orange and blue. It's the grand unveiling of Steve Spurrier Way. It's all happening Friday, February 10th from 5:30 to 6:15 at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill in Celebration Point.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Gator fans, got to come honor the Florida legend, Stephen Orr Spurrier, at Steve Spurrier Way, which is officially unveiled on February 10th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. at the promenade in front of Spurrier's Gridiron Grill in Celebration Point. Head on out there and check it out. JC will be there. Are you going to be there, JC, when they name the street after Coach Spurrier?
Why not?
Why wouldn't you be there?
Why wouldn't I be there?
You know what you should do? Here's what you should do, JC.
Well, I have big.
Hang on a second. It's February the 10th. Today is, I think, the 19th. So you got about 2.5, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Here's what you need to do. Grow the mustache out. Go to Goodwill and get you an old plaid blazer.
Yeah.
And then go interview the head ball coach
with a microphone
back in 1990s.
Yeah. Paige Beck could get me a TV20 flag on a microphone and just go in there and mix it up with Coach. I remember one question I used to ask. I asked the coach before the Florida State game one year, Coach, you're a 14-point underdog. What do you think about that? He goes, Johnny, I've been a 14-point underdog before, and we did quite well, actually. And then he went on a story about Duke. So, but Duke wasn't playing FSU at any point during his tenure with the Blue Devils, that's for sure. How about that game the other night, QB? That damn basketball game, I'm still haunted by it.
I didn't get to see any of it.
Well, they made a run on Texas A&M just like last time. It's almost the identical game, and they just ran out of time, lost by 2.
Is Texas A&M, if I'm not mistaken, undefeated in the league?
They are. They're 5-0. Them and Alabama are the two unbeaten teams, but they're not as good as Alabama. And I think they'll lose. Now, we had a big game last night up in Columbia at Como, where Missouri beat Arkansas. The Hogs have lost something like 4 straight games in the league. So they're struggling right now. The Gators will play another team that's struggling in Mississippi State. The Bulldogs can't throw it in the ocean. So I would expect Florida to play well up in Humphrey Coliseum in Starkville on Saturday. It's a Saturday night game. It's an 8:30 game Eastern. So, they'll be getting home late. But the point is they're going to be sitting around Starkville all day. I'm sure they'd rather play that thing at noon and get out of there. But beside the point,
maybe they could go hit some balls at Mossy Oak or Old Waverly.
Old Waverly, yeah. Listen, Florida is probably going to win that game. Mississippi State just can't shoot; they can't score points.
Well, neither can we, by the way.
Apparently not. Apparently not. I saw that. So the league really is top heavy. It seems like there's some good middle of the road teams in the league, but. I don't know. I tell you, the Big 12 looks awfully strong right now in college basketball, QB. I'd say.
All right, before we move on with our picks, let's get to This Day in Sports, brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. Comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. Give Comfort Temp Heating and Air a call today at 352-376-2366. 2002, the Tuck Rule game, the AFC divisional playoff game with under 2 minutes to play. New England trailed Oakland 13-10 in a driving snowstorm when old Tom Brady was ruled an incomplete pass. Patriots going to win 16-13 in overtime. That's brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. You think Brady's done, JC?
I don't know. I would say there's a very good chance, unless he doesn't get the OC he wants in Tampa, or if he doesn't get the free agent offer he wants, yes. But I think Tampa made a move on Byron Leftwich. They let him go today. So that's going to clear the stage for somebody to come in maybe that Brady wants. I don't know. They won a Super Bowl with Byron, so
they wanted him to be a head coach last year.
Yeah, well, for some reason, this Todd Bowles got the job, and this guy doesn't win. He's like Lovie Smith. These guys don't win. They don't win games, and yet they keep getting jobs. It blows my mind. But at any rate, I don't know about Tom. I don't know where he would go. Frankly, a 45-year-old. You know what he looked like to me in that game? I don't know if you watched it, but he looked like he just didn't want to get hit, and it affected the way he threw the ball. And at that age, come on, QB, what the hell is he doing? He could be doing so many other things right now that would be probably so much better for him. And, he's got a lot of distractions as well. The thing with his wife and then the Bitcoin, he lost a bunch of money with that. And so, I don't know. It's just he's a mess right now.
All right, before we get to our picks, I wanted to get your thoughts on I talked with Brent Beard about it yesterday.
Okay.
Utah is going to play the Gators on Thursday night. What do you think about that?
Wow. Well, that's a nationwide audience. I don't know if that's good or bad. Utah's still going to have that quarterback. They're still going to have that running back. And they remember what happened here in the swamp. I don't know. I guess it's good. I don't think the game's going to go well, but what do I know?
Well, how do you know? Well, I mean, what makes you think?
I don't know. I just don't think the quarterback situation is solid here, QB.
Well, again, we don't know, JC.
I tell you what I know. Here's what I know. Graham Mertz sucks, and Jack Miller was really not that.
Okay.
Hard.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I think I've talked to multiple coaches from other schools, not the Florida Gators, the other schools that say Graham. First of all, you got to remember he was the number 2 quarterback coming out. Your school wanted him extremely bad, extremely bad. For some reason, he went to Wisconsin. But I've talked to multiple coaches from other schools that love him. But you got to, JC, think about it. Think about the system he was in. Name me, outside of Russell Wilson for 1 year, one quarterback that's ever come out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that one.
There you go. That's my point. So the system is horrible. The system is horrible.
No, I know. Listen, Paul Chryst was a lousy offensive coach.
The change of scenery could be good. He may not be any good, but for people to make just to jump to conclusions, I don't understand that. I don't understand at all.
It's very simple, QB. It's very simple. They watched him play, and he didn't inspire anybody, and they didn't win anything. So yeah, you can blame the system all you want, but they weren't good. That's
all right. Well,
but look, I'm not saying I want the kid to fail. But I didn't go running around the house getting ready.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. This is what I try to tell Gator fans. What makes you think Jaden Rashada would be great?
Just nothing more than what he's shown on tape.
Yeah, which is against high school kids at Citizens Field. Not even that good a competition, quite honestly.
Well, they wanted him. You tell me.
I don't know. I mean, I wanted Walker Howard. Unfortunately, Ole Miss got him. Well, LSU got him, and then he goes to Ole Miss. I think he's a better player, better quarterback.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't concern me at all.
But okay, so you asked me about the Florida-Utah game. Right now, I think Utah will be a 7-point favorite easily.
Yeah, they might be. I mean, Utah's a good team, but they're not great. Hell, they lost like 5 times this year. So I don't think they're that much better than the Gators. So Peachland Dentistry, Gator Nation's.
They won the Pac-12. I mean, does that mean anything to you?
I mean, not really.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, hell, we beat them, JC, and we weren't very good. Peachland Dentistry, Gator Nation's number 1 choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte and surrounding areas. Visit them at peachlanddental.com. We're going to do our NFL picks. How are our golf picks doing, by the way?
Well, I got 2 guys on the board. You're somewhere. I got Rahm and Shoffley. You laughed at my Shoffley pick, but how can you laugh at a Shoffley pick when the guy's playing in freaking Southern California?
But he had a hurt back last week or 2 weeks
his back is fine. He's fine. His back is great. I forgot I wrote it down, but I don't have it in front of me. You had a Korean golfer, and who else did you take? Can you remember?
I don't have it in front of me. It's written down somewhere.
Okay. Well, I had Rahm, Charlie Hoffman, and Xander Schauffele.
I have Cameron Young.
Yes.
Tom Kim and Patrick Cantley.
Right. So
my
guy
right here, Cameron Young shot 5 under today.
I got a guy tied for second at 8 under and a guy tied for seventh at 7 under. And your guy
All right, I
tied.
got two. I see two guys here at 5 under that I have. I haven't seen my
Okay.
man Tom Kim.
You're in it, though. You're in it. You're in it.
Where
But
is
I'm ahead.
Tom Kim? All right, give us the picks for this. Oh yeah, so Tom Kim is 4 under. So I got 2 5s and 1 4. So
Okay.
it's
You're in
day
there.
one. They're gonna shoot a million under. What is this? The Byron Nelson or whatever?
No,
the Bob Hope.
Byron Nelson.
This is the Bob Hope, isn't it?
The Byron Nelson is where you are right now. Yes, this is the one in gosh, what's that place called? In Southern California. It's near San Diego.
All right, let's
All
go
right,
through our Peachland Dental picks for the playoffs.
All right. Big games. I tell you, the start times are great. Get you all sauced up for the game, like I know you like to do. The first
I
game.
don't even know if I'll get to watch them. So
Yeah, that's right. Well, the first game is Kansas City at home, laying 9 to my glorious Jaguars. And, the total is 52.5, which that would tend to mean that they think Jacksonville is going to score some points in this game. But I have a hard time going against Andy Reid coming off an open date. He's never lost when he's had a week off, and Pat Mahomes is a winner at home. But Jaguars, 9's a lot of points, but I think I'm going to take KC. I want Jacksonville to cover. I want them to win, but I think Kansas City pulls it out late with about a 2-touchdown win. So
they probably will. I'll take the Jags just to make it interesting.
I'd love the Jags to win. I hope I'm wrong. I hate my pick. I hate myself for picking it. All right, the second game, though, I'm all over this one. And this is my favorite pick on the board. I am absolutely certain the Giants are going to play the Eagles very close and maybe just win it outright. But they're getting 7.5. I can't miss that. I'm taking that. I love the way they're playing right now. They're healthy. Dory Jackson will lock up that big wide receiver Philly's got. And I think.
Are you sure about that?
No, I'm not sure. But I would.
Dory Jackson is very small, by the way.
But he is tough, man. He's great. Now, I know that this guy is, who am I talking about? You know who I'm talking about, the receiver. But
A.J. Brown?
A.J. Brown, yeah. He's tremendous. Miles Sanders has been tremendous, but it really comes down to how Jalen Hurts plays. And I'm not certain how he's going to play in this game because he's been hurt. So I like the Giants getting the 7.5. And if you really want to get adventurous, you can get almost 3 to 4 to 1 if you take them straight up.
I'll take the Giants as well.
Okay, so everything I said you agree with. On Sunday, this is a great game. Buffalo is laying 5.5 to Cincinnati. This game is basically being, this is the game that we didn't get to see finish in Cincinnati that we will get to see finish in Buffalo. The weather will not be a problem in this game. I've already checked on that, and I think that will help Cincinnati stay close. So I'll take them to cover, but I think the Bills win by a field goal. But I'll take Cincinnati.
I'm the same way. I think Buffalo wins, but I think Cincy will keep it close.
Cover, yeah. They're getting 5.5. And then out west, Dallas, if they can run the football, will stay with San Fran. But I think the Niners are going to be the team that wins the NFC. So I'm taking them to cover -4.
They're only a 4-point favorite.
That's right.
Yeah, I think San Fran wins that game easily. I just think
it'll be
winning.
easy. You think it'll be easy, huh?
I do. I mean the Cowboys played really well. I should say this: Cowboys beat a bad football team. It was bad all year long. Okay,
you picked it, and you picked them. I don't know why.
Who? Tampa?
You took Tampa, yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't think Dallas was very good either. I think San Fran's going to win the game easily.
Okay. Well, Dallas to me can stay with them if they run the football, but that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough to do.
We'll see. All right, JC, enjoy the weekend.
Yeah.
And that will conclude our show today. We had a disagreement on several things today, which is always good.
We did. What did we disagree on? What?
You love the NIL.
I don't love it. I'm telling you, I'm scared. I'm worried about what this impression is going to leave Florida.
And, I'm not worried about it. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad. It's almost one of these deals where you're kind of glad it happened. And now.
Well, it was going to. You know what? It was going to happen somewhere. I just wish it didn't happen to Florida.
Yeah, maybe so.
But the other thing I guess we didn't agree on was the quarterback room at Florida. I'm not.
I mean, it's not great. It's not great, but I mean, the quarterback room in Alabama's not great.
We just don't know, do we? I mean, that's all.
You don't know until they go play.
Yeah, that's right.
So, all right, JC, appreciate your time.
See you on
Monday. On the Titan MR hotline. Hope you have a great weekend, folks. Enjoy all the games. and we'll recap it on Monday.
Yep.
You've been watching and listening to Pod Up Matthews in the Morning from the Crime Prevention Security System Studios. See you later.